Hey folks, how are you? It's Simon here. We are going to learn how to play Betty by Taylor Swift today, which I guess is a bit of a departure for me, but this one's for you, Sky. I said I'd do it. I was teaching this to Sky this week in our little room here in sunny Sydney. We've got some finger picking, some pretty straightforward chords. There's a few little tricky bits in it, but we're going to talk about how we're going to do that. First up, you're going to need your fingers. Now, we're going to play a C major here. Now, finger-wise, what I just played was I went thumb, index, then these two together, and then back onto the index. Now, you can do it that way. You could also use your index and second finger on those two strings, and you could walk thumb, thumb, pinch, thumb. It's completely up to you. They're just slightly different styles of doing exactly the same thing. I personally, because I learned classical guitar when I was a kid, I generally tend to go one all the way up and then all the way down. But the sort of American sort of kind of thing is also great. So it's a choose your own adventure situation. So up to you. Now, let's learn those chords. We've got C major first. So we're going to play a regular C major, A string, D string, pinch, D string. Okay, so, and that's 1 and 2 and. Then we're going to come down to G sus4 over B, which I know is a mouthful, but it just means you're going to move your second finger there. Second finger onto B. And then you're going to play an A minor. And then pull your third finger out, and that's going to go on the low E string, right? So you get A minor. Right, that's the G sus4. And then you're going to play an F. Now, what we can do here is our thumb is going to go over the top, and then you're going to put F, A, and C in, and you can just go. Okay? You could play. You could play. They're all fine. Okay? They're all F chords. Then we're going to go back up to G sus4. And that is the run that happens a lot at the beginning of the song. So you get C, A minor, G sus4, F major, G sus4. Okay. All right, then we're going to move on. Then we get A minor, G, C, F. Now the F is on the and after the 2, so you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and anticipated, right? Then A minor again, G again. Then we're going to crescendo on F, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then we're going to start the chorus, which is the same as the part that we already played. Okay. And then it starts again. Round we go. G, F, G sus4. All right. And then it loops all the way around through the verse, through that kind of pre-chorusy bit, into the chorus, and then we come to the bridge. Now, on the record itself, there's lots of acoustic guitars happening here. I feel like the rhythm is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. So think of a sort of galloping horse, if you like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. You know, if you ever watched Bonanza, I know we're talking about different demographics here, Taylor Swift and Bonanza, but you'll know what I mean. Okay, so 1 and a 2 and a. So basically I'm just going down, down, up, down, down, up. If you haven't got the pick in your hand because you've been doing this, you can just go sort of with the nail on your index finger, nail on your thumb, up and down. You could have done this the whole time, had the pick in between your knuckles on your first and second fingers. So you can still do this, and then when it comes to this bit, out it comes. G. And then we're going to play F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and what you've got to do is just the rest in between. So you want to go play, play, stop it. Just stop it with the back of your hand here. So yeah, whoa, 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 1 and 2. So my brain stopped there. 1 and 2 and 3 and G and 1 and 2, and 3, and 4, and, okay, easy. And then we're going to do the same again, A minor rather, G, F, then we're going to go F, 2, 3, hide the pick if you've got it out, and then come back into the interlude, right? Exactly the same as we had before, right? Now, then we've got a part which goes 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so that's an A minor chord, and then with your third finger we're going to slide from 5 to 7, then you're going to hit your index finger on 5, and then you're going to play an F major. Okay, so you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, right? And then F. You could play A minor there if you could play bar chords. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay. If the bar chords are a bit terrifying, just play A minor here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then F like this. 2, 3, 4, and then what you can do, you play F minor. Now normally F minor, one of those. You can play like a short version where you have 3, 3, 1, 1, 1. Or you could just play the top 3 strings like this, and you'll get the vibe of F minor, right? And then the guitar part walks up into the verse again. And that's and which is semiquavers, and then back into this same part we had before. Okay, so then it goes to the verse, and then you get that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and part again. And then you go to the coda, and the coda is basically the chorus, but it's slightly different. So you're going to need C, G over B, A minor, G sus4, then 1 F. Now go to C and play from the D string, so it's C with an E bass, right? And then G major. All right, and then we're going to go around again. C, A minor, G sus4, F, C, G. Right, now and here on another guitar you get this, it'll walk up through a C major scale starting at G. Obviously you can't play 2 parts at the same time, because you could put that in there, and then it changes key into the key of D. Right? So we're going to play the same sort of thing, thumb 1, 2, thumb, or you could switch your thumb, as we discussed before. All right. Then we are going to go D. Pinky comes out, you're going to play C sharp. Right? That's D with a C sharp in the bass, G over B, and then D over A. And then we're going to play G major, D with an F sharp in the bass, so D major, and you put your thumb over the top, E minor, A, D, C sharp, B, D over A, G, D over F sharp, E minor, and then A major. Right, you play that a few times, twice I think. Maybe 4 times. I didn't write that down. I probably should have written that down. But in the end of the song, we've basically got 8 bars, 9 bars, where we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 2. One more time of those. Basically D, A, G, 2, 3, and then we've got D, then D with an F sharp bass. That is the end of the song. If you want the chart, you can get it at Patreon. If you need any help, just leave a comment in the comments, or a question in the comments, and I will do the best I can to help you out. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.